I'm going to stay a little bit with the topic of women leaders and talk about this situation I've seen that can be a challenge, which is an assertiveness double bind, where women walk this tightrope where if you are too nice, might not be tough enough to have the difficult conversations and be a strong leader. And on the other hand, if you're very strong and decisive and assertive, that goes the other way, and people don't always appreciate that coming from women. And that can impede your ability to develop relationships and advance as well. So it's a balance of being and tough and doing what's needed to be done. How do you balance that? Because I've seen you in action and you do it really well. And I'm
Well,
curious how you do it.
thank you. Um, I think it is a balance, and hopefully for men it is as well. And I think that sometimes there's this whole stereotype of what a woman boss is like versus a man or leader, or whatever term you want to use. Um, but I think it's trying to balance out how you'd like to hear something and trying to listen intent to what is the issue, and then understand, then how are you going to react, how are you going to help resolve it in a more collaborative way, or maybe more empathetic than collaborative, I think I would say. um, and that it's that, are you aggressive or are you assertive? In a way it's the same word, but I think it's how you come across. And we're all charged with what our goals are, depending on who we're representing in any situation. And it's up to both sides to be able to find some way, in my mind, to agree on a path that's workable for both. Hopefully, it's a win, but more importantly, hopefully, it isn't a lose or a lose win, because I don't think that ultimately ends up in the right relationship that's going to be productive, especially if it's always a one sided thing. So, as you think about how you position yourself, stopping to listen, stopping to be thoughtful in how you express your situation is always my goal. And you just don't want, and I think there's men that do this, but sometimes it's more a woman that does it. It's just, you just keep pounding in and pounding in. And that just makes the people less receptive to what you're trying to say. Really slowing down for a minute and thinking, have they heard me? Maybe sometimes that's the problem. They're not understanding what you're trying to say. And if you believe they've heard you, then there's no need to continue to push and push, but just try to now listen on why you're not accomplishing what you need to do, and then figuring out how you move forward. And sometimes we're better at that than others, but I think that's where any successful leader, negotiator, business person is going to have more success. And it's not to say you give up on your position, it's that you're figuring out how to manage and get your position through in a way that works for the other side.